Now we will look at creating lists using the list content module. So I will go up to content and click on list. So you'll see I've already built one list, and let's go into it so I can show you the different parts. So first you name your list. So this is a list of services provided by a specific area. Now we will click on the name and we'll go into that specific list. So in this specific list, what I wanted to have the title be the specific service, and then the services offered within that service would be my content. So now let's go into primary care, and you'll see that the editor looks very much like the news or the blogs editor. You want to give your list a title, and then in this case I wanted to do an unordered list with no bullets. You could put anything in this content area. You could add HTML, you could put iframes, you can add just text and images, you could add content that would typically go like within tabs, or any kind of bulleted item you would want to create a list for. Now you also have the option here of adding categories and tags. I've already given this one a category of primary care, and I'm going to go ahead and add in here as tags. So it's going to make it one tag, primary care services, because I'm not separating it by commas. I want that to be one specific tag. You can see here that I last modified this on November 10th, and then my publication date was also the same. Once I hit publish on this one, this modification will show up here. And it also will show in the revision history. We can click on the pages icon, and you'll see that this list shows up in the About Us page, and it's only the primary care and acute chronic health issues that shows up here. If you don't see your pages show up, you can hit refresh page list, and that will refresh your list and give you the most current. Down here at the bottom, you'll see we have publish, save as draft, and more actions. You can choose to publish and unpublish this list just as the same way you can do it with a news item or a blog item. Now, I want to go ahead and publish this immediately, so I want to simply click publish. Now, say you want to add another item to this specific list. So let's hit create a list item. And now I'm going to paste in the title for my next list, and I'm going to paste in the content. So in this case, I don't want all these spaces in here, so I'm simply going to format it just a little. Now we have our list how we want it. We could sit here and give it more formatting options and just make it bold. Maybe make it a heading 2 tag if we wanted to, but in this case, I simply want it to be normal and not bold. Again, I could add categories and tags, and let me see if I have a category already created. So I'm going to go into my demo site. Remember, when you're creating tags, you want to group them within your sites folder. So I'm going to choose children's primary care as my category. And now I can do pediatric as one of my tags. So I'm going to go ahead and publish this list so it shows up automatically, and you'll see now we have 3 list items within the services list. So at this time I'm going to show you how to create a new list and how to create items for that and using different types of content. Then what we'll do is we'll add these to a page to show you how they display. So let's go back to all list, and let's click create a list. Now I want to make a list for all the clinics that are in Dickinson. So I have an iframe already for the Dickinson map. So that's one of the things that I will add, and then I'll also add the actual clinic listing. So let me show you how to do this. I'm going to title my list Dickinson, because this is going to go on my locations webpage. So I don't have to say Dickinson locations, Dickinson clinic. I'm just going to say Dickinson for the title of this list. And now I'm going to hit create list. And I'm going to create a list item. So now I'm going to say this first item is my map. So now I'm going to go into HTML view, and I'm going to paste in my iframe. So in this case, I only want my iframe to be about 300 pixels high, and I'm going to make my width 100% to make it fluid and responsive. Now I can flip over to design view, and you'll see that the map actually shows up. So if I needed to add more content below this, I could. But in this case, I simply want my map to show up. I can go ahead and add a category. And now I'm going to go to the bottom right-hand side of the categories, and I'm going to say create a category. And I'm going to call it clinic map. Now I'm going to select a parent, and I'm going to make sure that I select this demo website. I'm going to create this category. So now I'm going to do the tag as Dickinson map. I'm going to click add. And now I'm going to publish this. So I will add another list item. We're going to add in the Family Medicine Dickinson location. But now I'm going to take that actual name of this clinic. I'm going to put it as my title. So I'm going to remove it from here. And I will have the address, a little bit of directional information, and a phone number, fax number, any hours that are different than 8 to 5, and a few links to the website and the flyer. So again, I can choose my categories and tags, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new one. And I'm going to call this one Clinic Location. And I'm going to make sure that that demo site is highlighted, selected. I'm going to hit create this category. Now at this point, I could format this more. And let me go ahead and format the address just a touch. Now I'm going to add a tag, Dickinson Clinic. Click add. And now I'm going to choose to publish. So now you'll see we have our map, we have our Family Medicine Dickinson, and now let's create another list item. And I'm going to choose Regional Maternal Clinic in Dickinson as the title. And I'm going to add the address and other information to the body. So again, I'm going to format this a little. Make this bold. Okay. Add my categories again. Let's go into here and select clinic locations. Hit done. And hopefully Dickinson Clinics will show up. Yep. And now we'll click add. Okay. We'll hit publish again. And you'll see we have all three items. Now, let's say I don't want this to say map. And let's say I want it to say Dickinson Clinics. And we'll hit publish and save those changes. Now we've created this list with these list items within it. We could go on and keep adding more items, but let's go ahead and add these to a page. So let's go up to pages. We're going to create a new page for this. We're going to create a page and call it Dickinson Clinics. I want it at the top level. I'm good with the URL, and I do want to show this in my navigation. So I'm going to copy the title, and we can go ahead and keep the default template for now. And let's paste this title into the description and keywords. Now, before this page goes live, the descriptions and keywords would be fleshed out more. Now we'll click Create and go Add Content. Okay, now let's add a few different content regions to this area. So I want to choose Layout, and let's choose 50/50 in this case. Okay, so let's go back to Content. Now we have several options here. I'm going to show you a way to add the list in several different ways. So you see the list widget here on the right, and let's drag it into our first region here. Click Set Which List to Display, and now we're going to make sure we're in our Sitefinity Demo 5 list, and let's select that Dickinson list. Now we can filter this by categories, tags, and by dates, and we can also sort the list items. Let's choose for now to sort this as by last published, and then let's choose a list template. So the default is a simple list, but I want to choose the expanded list. You can see what all these lists look like by going to the UTB Web Resources website and go into the Sitefinity section and then Components. So let's choose Expanded List, and the details page as default. So click Save, and you'll see you get the title of the list, which is Dickinson, and then you get the title of the clinic names shows up, and then the stuff that's within the bodies. In this case, it is the addresses. And for the map, it shows up at the 300 height, and it fills up this container at 100%. Now, in our case, we want to do things just a little bit different. So let me show you a few different ways you can use this list by filtering. So I'm going to drag this one up to the featured content area. And I'm going to click Edit. And now I'm going to select a specific category. Let's click Clinic Map and done selecting. Now, let's hit Save. So you'll see we get the map just up here in this area. Now let's grab another list and drag it in here. So let's click on it. And now we're going to make sure we're in the Sitefinity Demo 5 list. We're going to choose Dickinson. Now we're going to select category, and we will choose clinic location. Now we want to change this, make sure it's set to by title A to Z, and we've chosen the expanded list. So let's hit save. And now you'll see we have Family Medicine Dickinson and the Regional Maternal. So this time we can add the list of services to this page. So let's go back and grab another list item. Let's open that list up. So now let's select our services list and click Done Selecting. And what we can do is we can narrow this down by category and select only the children's primary care services. Hit Done Selecting, and you'll see this comes up as our category. Now we'll sort by last published, and we'll change our list to also be the expanded list, and we'll hit Save. So now we've got our list of services and our locations along with our map. So this is how you add lists to pages. You can do formatting using CSS in different ways. There will be a CSS available to remove the title of the list or maybe the title of the list item by simply going to Edit and More Options. And you'll see CSS classes comes up. So here's where we'll be able to add those list classes.